Welcome to another Trade of the Day here with TraderTV.Live. We've got Virgin Galactic catching a downgrade from Morgan Stanley this morning, and this is not the first they were under pressure. After the euphoria of that successful launcher, Branson, first billionaire in space, we've had quite the retracement here. I got the daily chart up just so we can see. We had this fall. Now we're right back into this obviously large cluster, about 27.5 to the bottom side, and then the top's going to sit around 36. And we had a sell-off yesterday. A lot of tech names already pulling back, and then you come in, catch this downgrade. We're gapping lower off huge downward pressure, and this is what I was staring in the face in the pre-market here. Now I knew I liked the short side of the sentiment, but we already had, and this is starting at like 6 a.m., we already had a 30 level, which I've kind of hinted at in the chart, right? 30 level here that it's bounced off a couple of times, gotten up to 40, and then retraced. But, I mean, it's just, you have an even dollar level. You had a bit of a refresher. I'm going into the downside. I wanted this breakdown. I end up taking it almost earlier than I would usually do. Like every now and then I'll be in a gap up retracement style trade very early in the session, or in the pre-market at least. Don't usually take breakdowns at that time, which led to me being a little bit aggressive getting out here, 70s, 29.70s, 29.65. Oddly enough, that ended up being some support. Weird. It bounces back up. I end up covering when it breaks break even because I'm saying to myself, it's so far from the open. I don't want that to have been a fake push down, and then the next thing you know, we're retracing some of this gap. So I wanted to stay away from that, wanted to make sure I was with the momentum getting into that open. So what ends up happening is we get a second shot at it. It tests, does not break that 30-40, which had been the high off that 30 move. And then we get another shot at this 30 level, essentially right at the open. It spikes into this 30 level. We're able to then take it, that little rollover trade where it bounces to the upside, and then it's all systems go. The only reason, and I'll tell you here, the reason why I actually cover some at 29.65 is I look at that first time that 30 broke, and I figure I got to take something out. If that's really support, I don't want to get caught in a sharp reversal move there. And then once that gets taken out, it's all systems go to the downside. I was sitting in front of 29, capture that dollar type of a move there, and then it's just hang on for dear life, right? So I was looking back, and remember we said here, 27.50. Now 27.50 was a great breakout price twice on this stock, by the way. But it comes back 27.50, the bottom end of that range. That's where I was targeting, thinking there was going to be support at that particular level. We do get down there. I saw us bounce and break through 28. Stall right at 27.80 there. So if my target is 27.50, I get an even dollar break, $2 in the money. I'm thinking it's jailbreak back to the upside. I put my trailing stop in there, which fills just about instantly. And that's the thing with a trailing stop. If you're ever going to use a trailing stop, the risk is that you might get wicked out on an even level break like that. And it's fine, like you're taking a $2 winner at that particular point, but there was a chance to leave that trade on. If I pull it back, you'd be able to see that continue to the downside, down to 127 or so. 27.20, 27.30 is the low of the day. The most important thing here that allowed me to get into this trade a second time was understanding that we had not, even though we had bounced off that 30 level, even though I had taken off and covered flat that earlier trade, it didn't take out that recent high at 30.40. And once we had a shot to know that it's not taking it out, we can catch that rollover. You already had a negative sentiment. You've already seen how much this stock has fallen off, not just from the top when Branson launched, but also from yesterday's action. It already put in a hard resistance, guys. So the selling was on, and once it couldn't break that first resistance, I mean, the floodgates just open up and we're able to take advantage of it. I'd love to hear, put in the comments below, what were you trading this morning? Did you catch any of this move? Did you catch a bottom on Virgin Galactic? I'm not sure how you could have, but we'd love to hear all about it. And as always, tune into our live show morning and at the close as well. And don't forget about memes and movers midday. Man, we got a lot to give to you guys, but the trade of the day is going nowhere. See you out there, guys.